In the mid-1950s, watching her daughter Barbara play with paper dolls, Ruth Handler realized that kids like giving dolls adult roles. A lot of dolls at the time for kids were baby dolls, but what about a more adult doll that kids could dress up in different fashionable outfits? In 1959, Barbie hit the market, and along with Ken, they've marked themselves as the most popular dolls in the world. And this year, they even got a movie made that got $1.4 billion. But this ain't no Barmenheimer. Welcome to the licensed game hole. Today in the hole, Barbie Groovy games. Released on the GBA in 2002, this is a mini-game collection developed by Digital Illusions Canada and published by Vivendi Universal Games. After choosing single-player or two-player, the game lets you choose from various Barbie characters. Along with Barbie and a dark-haired Ken, you've got Christy, Barbie's black friend introduced in 1968, who was apparently criticized and later replaced with Nikki, her new African-American friend. Teresa, introduced in 1988 and who is either Italian or Latina. Lee and Kayla, who were introduced in 2000 with Lee being Asian and Kayla being every race. And Becky, a girl in a wheelchair who was introduced in 1997 and only ever had 3 dolls made. What the fuck is wrong with all of Barbie's friends? We decided to go classic here and chose Barbie and Ken. Hey, just like the movie. Together, they're going in the Groovy Games Thunderdome. We've set the difficulty on all these games to medium, so let's hope that Ken puts up a decent challenge. Let's get into it. The first game is DJ Booth. Not a rhythm game like we were hoping, but a weird version of Memory. Instead of one big pile, there's 2 piles to choose from as you help the DJ put away the CDs by matching CDs to cases. There are 3 special CDs in the mix. Wild makes a pair automatically, Jinx jinxes a CD case, we still don't really understand how that works, making the player who chooses it lose 10 points, and Mix mixes the CDs up. We immediately got mixed at the start, so that was pointless. This game was slow, and the AI was a little too on top of things for us, never mind the difficulty of matching things when they look different thanks to the hole in the CDs or the power-up names blocking the actual image. Ken easily takes this, 0 to 1. Pretty weak start, but I'm sure these other games will be more groovy. Next is Tic-Tac-Toe. It's tic-tac-toe, but with butterflies and flowers instead of X's and O's. We quickly crushed Ken with the 3-corner strategy, so we gave him another shot on hard. Still crushed by 3 corners. It's tic-tac-toe, it's broken, nerf this shit already, mods. 1 to 1. Next up is 4 Scoops, a version of Connect 4. You get to choose from vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, or mint, so we went with chocolate while Ken went with strawberry. Miss Ken's clever play and lost. It's Connect 4, there's nothing more to say about it. 1 to 2. Bubble Machine is a variation on Puzzle Bobble. Connect 3 bubbles to get points. Catch heart bubbles for extra points, touch a star to pop extra bubbles. You don't even play against another player here, this is just single player. I've never been great at Puzzle Bobble, but this is a particularly boring variation on the game. It's slow and there's only 4 colors to match. Also, looking at Bub and Bob is much more fun than looking at Barbie's dead expression. We eventually just quit out of boredom. Checkers is standard checkers, but with some piece choices. Rules are set here so pieces must jump, and thus strategy has to go along with that. Sad to see they couldn't throw some rule variations in here or something to make this more than just boring basic checkers, or maybe at least call the kings queens since it's Barbie? We choose hearts, Ken chooses bows, but they just look like PS2 controllers to us. The battle's on. We put up a strong defense and a triple jump opportunity lets us get kinged first, but we screw up and let Ken do a double jump for his own king. We whittle the pieces down until we end up with 3 kings while Ken has 2. Ken gets us in a forced jump, one of his kings for one of ours. When it's 2v2, it turns into a classic checkers stalemate as we both shuffle pieces around. We eventually fall for a double king jump. Ken is winning 1-3, but we're just glad the game's over, honestly. Daisy Derby is Hangman, but instead of a man getting hung, it's horse racing. Guess letters correctly to move your horse forward, choose the wrong letter, and your opponent moves forward instead. We chose this strange Captain Planet looking horse, and the race is on, but we're not actually fighting against Ken. Ken doesn't even guess letters here. We're just playing Hangman by ourselves. Hey, you know what's really sad and pathetic? Playing Hangman by yourself. First try, we can't get more than 2 letters out of yard. Second try, we don't do much better with Cloud. It's none of the fun of Hangman, as your wrong answer produces something. It's just watching an opponent horse move while yours doesn't. Ken didn't do anything here, so we give him no points for the win. Groove and Move introduces another Barbie character to the mix, with Barbie's kid sister, who was introduced in 1964, Skipper. Nice, normal Skipper. Nothing weird or offensive to say about her, thankfully. This sounded like the rhythm game we were expecting earlier, wherein you have to help Skipper follow the lights on the screen. You don't get to watch Barbie dance, but at least you... Wait, follow lights? This isn't a rhythm game! This is just shitty Simon! Instead of memorizing, it builds on a pattern, but as a result, this isn't really grooving or moving. Just have to hit the light as it shows up, you don't have to remember it, and each round adds another couple lights. It's not a good version of Simon, and at one point we clearly put the correct input in and it just didn't accept it. It's bad Simon. Why not just have regular old Simon? Like, it's a solid game for a reason. It's the most baffling game choice so far. Conga Line is Snake. Hey, does anybody remember that Cartoon Network Conga Line Snake Flash game? We liked that one. There was a good variety of characters and, like, you had to work based on the direction you were facing. That was fun. Anyways, this is Snake. There's not the joy of a single screen filling up because you have a bigger scrolling screen instead, but it's alright. It's Snake. It's hard to screw up. We think of calling it quits around 300 points, but instead we win? We can win Snake? It's not endless until you die? Also, is Ken just not going to show up for half of these games? Let's just give ourselves some points for each game Ken didn't actually show up to. Perfect. Next up is Gems and Jewels. Place a gem, and then choose a gem for your friend to place. Whoever lines up 4 of the same shape, color, size, or hollow/solid wins. This sounds like an original game, and these instructions didn't make sense to us before playing, so Ken gets a first victory, but we're not counting that. We're gonna try again. Do a little better the second time, but Ken gets us on size. There's too much to look for our puny brain to comprehend this one, so Ken takes it easily. And next up we have... Wait, that's all the games. Wait, that means we won! Barbie beats Ken again! Take that, you loser! But also, this game only has 9 minigames. This feels like it'd be perfect for a road trip if you need something to keep your kids in check. It has hot seat play for all the games, so if they're not playing checkers, they can at least compete for high score on Bubble Machine or Groove and Move, but would they want to? This is extremely girl gaming. It's painted in plenty of pink and fun colors with the hope that you'll ignore that the games are all very basic. There's no variant options. You can't change the rules on any of these. DJ Booth has some interesting, fun twists on memory, but none of the other games have anything fun or twisty to them. And if you're paying $30, you probably want more than just tic-tac-toe. Gems and Jewels is probably the best game in the package. Like, we could play that against a human, but that's the only game we could see anybody coming back to. For the adaptation, it's the bare minimum. There's a lot of Barbie aesthetic going on here, but it doesn't scream Barbie. If you block the character portraits during games, this could just be called 9 groovy games. It's that level of girl game shovelware that's especially foul, meant to be bought just because you recognize the character on the front of the box. Don't even get like a Barbie win animation or Ken victory quote or hey, let's hang out at the mall later and drink milkshakes or something. This is just a dull, lifeless game all around. Barbie Groovy Games gets a 1 out of 5 for adaptation and a 2 out of 5 for fun. Hey, we hope you all enjoyed this attempt at a new format style for a licensed game hole. It's a little more review, a little more informative. We're trying something out. For now, though, if you liked it, let us know in the comments. And if you have any suggestions on what else we can do, also let us know in the comments. Or just tell us what Groovy game you would kick our ass at, because I'm sure you have some feelings about how we did on some of these games. For now, though, just thank you for watching, and we'll see you all later. Bye!